We are the people in front and behind the cameras.
We are writers, adventurers, and historians.
Journalists, spectators, designers, and broadcasters.
I'm very proud of who I am today.
Marketers,
Performers,
producers,
and engineers. We imagine.
And we plan. We believe in doing the right thing.
And treating each other in the right way.
I'm gay.
I'm an ally.
I'm queer. I'm lesbian.
I'm gay.
And I am an ally.
But before anything else, we are people.
We're all the same, and we're all part of the same family.
And we've been through our struggles.
It's not gonna happen overnight.
Some things you just don't forget, but you learn.
And I know it because I went through all of it.
And that's when you start living.
I have been through different arguments, fights, suicide, sexuality.
There's all kinds of challenges.
I
was afraid.
I was confronted as lesbian.
I thought about killing myself.
This is our story.
I grew up in a very small town in Massachusetts.
In London.
I grew up in San Francisco near the Castro.
Marietta, Georgia, where I grew up, it was tough to be gay and to be out.
I grew up in a Catholic household, Italian, from Philly.
Living in the Bahamas, I lived in a very homophobic society.
I think being really young, people had always teased me for not being masculine enough or not being, what they thought a boy should be.
And I didn't want another thing to make me different because I had so many things that made me different. I just kind of wanted to fit in with the rest of the crowd.
I thought something was terribly wrong with me. I saw that my older brother was having girlfriends.
I felt like I had this secret that I was keeping from everyone.
Pretty much I ended up lying to a lot of people to try to hide who I really was.
And I dated boys and went to prom.
The need to hide who you really are is really tough.
And at times I wanted to give up.
You feel like you have nobody to turn to.
Miles and miles ahead to go.
I was confronted by my grandmother, and it's just a really uncomfortable situation.
The hardest thing I faced was not fitting in the box. They had this idea of who I was, and I didn't fit in that.
And I didn't want to accept from then on my life would be hard. So the easiest way to deal with it was just to deny it.
It was difficult for me because I wasn't sure if they were going to accept me and still love me for me.
I was always worried about what my family thought first.
I went right back into the closet because I was scared. I went through my entire childhood as an alien in my own family and my own school.
There was many lunch periods in my 8th grade junior high where I spent eating lunch in the bathroom stalls.
I was laughed at or I was criticized by the way I acted.
It was an awful experience.
I had a lot of bullying, a lot of jeers, a lot of name calling.
I felt lonely, the only gay person in the whole small little country.
At 15, I unsuccessfully attempted suicide. Luckily, my sister found me and she saved my life. My family, they've rallied around me, but I couldn't tell them what had brought me to that point. But I saw firsthand the pain in their eyes, and I realized that suicide wasn't the answer.
I, too, struggled with thoughts of suicide.
I remember going through years where all I could think about was, getting back at people by killing myself, and would always fantasize around, would people feel bad if I did that?
If I hadn't been strong enough to go on and get through the pain of coming out and growing up, I wouldn't have found the community of friends. I wouldn't have found California. I wouldn't have found my husband of 16 years.
Waking up every day with the person who is my better half, I would have missed out in having the family that I wanted as a child. I would have missed out on having 3 wonderful children.
I've been with my partner, Doug, for 7 years now.
I can't imagine a future without him.
I'm in absolute love with my girlfriend, and I love her so much, and my family knows that, and it's the most empowering thing in the world.
Coming out gave me the opportunity to
move on with my life and to do what I wanted to do, which was to have a loving relationship, to meet somebody to spend the rest of my life with.
I wouldn't trade it for anything in the world.
I'm proud of who I am today because I'm myself and nothing else.
And I remember the very first time my mom actually asked me if I was gay. Apparently she knew I was gay since I was 11 and didn't bother to tell me, so that was quite a surprise. It was her coming out to me more than me coming out to her.
My world changed when, about 15 years ago when I started college.
There's a lot of resources available.
I met a beautiful group of people who were so real. They were just themselves. They kind of pushed me to be me.
You make some amazing friends, and you always feel that you are true to yourself.
You should embrace this about yourself.
It would be boring if everyone was the same.
And what makes us different is really what makes us unique.
Take ownership of being who you are. You're not alone.
I am very proud of who I am today.
Had I not come out, I would not have been the Today Show's domestic diva.
I'm exposed to so many more people who are just like me.
This world is a really big place with people out there who love you, and with people you haven't even met yet who are gonna love you just the way you are.
There's always gonna be bigotry.
It doesn't matter what these people think. It matters what you think inside of you.
Love comes from within.
You'll find that there's a big community there waiting for you.
You're not going to spend your entire life in your hometown with the same people that have been bullying you in high school.
You will find your place.
To be gay it's a gift. It's not a perfect world yet, but things are changing for the better.
No matter what anyone says, you are a person of worth.
Don't change.
Have faith, follow your heart.
Just don't give up.
Because you can't have a rainbow without a little bit of rain, so just hold on.
You know what? It gets better.
It can get better now, and this is how.
Take the pledge and help spread the message of hope.
If you or someone you care about feels alone, in crisis, or displays suicide warning signs, call the 24-hour confidential Trevor Lifeline to speak with a trained volunteer counselor.